These guys just finished 24.2. Let's go talk about it. What went through you guys' head like right off the start? Like as far as like, you know, you guys instantly thinking, okay, pacing around, you know, as far as row wise, Nick?
Yeah, definitely going into this with the mindset of just staying consistent.
I'll let this roll.
Yeah, I had a game plan of holding my 5K pace on the row the whole time. And that did not go as planned. That did not go as planned at all.
That's such that's such a tough thing to tell athletes, you know, as well. Because you think 5K, you just think grunt work. You know, you're just hanging on the rower, and it's just like how it's like when your butt goes numb, all that stuff. This one, but yeah, I mean, kind of similar to Hayden. Or
yeah, I just wanted to keep moving. That was the main goal, just not stopping and being consistent as well. So.
Dang, man, both you guys, Nick, geez, you came out moving. Do you remember, I mean, like what your pace was?
Yeah.
As far as off start?
Yeah. I started off pulling 144 and then drifted into 146, which 147, which is my 5K pace.
That's your 5K pace?
147, 146, yeah.
Dang. Not me.
But like I said, that was not sustainable for me. Not today.
What about you, Hayden?
I was holding like a 156 to 2.
That's good.
So
no, and you know, and like again, you hear a 20-minute workout, you know, thoughts go through your head. It's like, all right, how am I gonna pace this out? You know, it's last week it was ground and pound work. It was like, hey, how hard are you willing to go? And eventually you're gonna blow up. You just don't know when. Mm-hmm. This one, it's like, yeah, you gotta be a little bit more like strategic to it because yeah, you know it's gonna take 20 minutes regardless. Everybody ends at the same time. And, you know, pacing out movements, especially when a lot of them kind of rowing and deadlifts are almost, you know, right around like the same movement as far as the hinge and stuff like that as well, as far as, you know, like what it's going to hit. Man, Nick, right off me going. But yeah, you know, it's, I mean, like deadlift, did you feel?
Honestly, yeah, throughout this workout, the deadlifts were just kind of in the way. For me, it was going from
in the way. Yeah.
It was like going from the deadlift to the dub to the row. It was like that back end combination that kind of smoked me, especially on those later minutes.
Yeah.
I was just trying to stay steady, but I'll tell you what, it freaking hit me on the third round. I was like, I can't hold this.
That's another thing too. Like in these longer workouts as well, it's like crap hits the fan. Like right when you know you look up at the clock, you're like, I'm not even a third of the way done, or you know you're like I'm not even halfway. And you know that's where like you know the self-talk kicks in, or you know holding the pace, or is kind of understanding. Now like double underwise for like both of you guys, comfortable movement. I mean you guys. You know,
definitely for me, double unders have been something that I've been working on, specifically just like shortening my rope length. I've had a super long rope for like forever, and so we've been shortening it like a centimeter pretty much every time I use it. So we've gotten it down some, and so I was actually a little bit more confident going into this workout with dubs. So I was happy about that.
About you, Hayden?
My dubs were on and off usually, so they felt all right today, which was good. But I was winded on them through the later rounds for sure.
It's always funny too, because that's always like one of my very first things I tell people on double unders. It really just depends on the day that you're having. Like you know, you could have a good day or you got a bad day. And I mean, for all the years I've been doing double unders, there's still some days where I start doing them and it just doesn't feel right. You know, you can tell you're catching. I mean, like you know, the workout too. Like you said, your grip. So you're constantly holding something. Did your guys' grip, like, did it ever get tight? Did you ever feel it? Or was the movements kind of, like, short enough to where?
Not really the grip. It was more, if I had to say anything, the back towards the later rounds, but not really the grip.
Yeah, no, definitely for me, it wasn't grip. I actually went into this. I was feeling pretty nauseous, like, from the get-go. I think it was my nerves.
Yeah.
I was freaking nervous going into this, dude. But anyway, so I was feeling nauseous, like, from the get-go, so that was honestly all I was thinking about doing during this. And then obviously on those later rounds, it was like just like lungs. And
I was, you know, and that's funny you say that too, because I always think about that back when you know, like I did the open as far as the competitiveness to it, but it was the longer ANRAPs that made me the most nervous, rather than the short, fast ones that. And I don't know why. It's like, you know, historically you just do those workouts on a regular basis. It's like, you know, the shorter ones, like they're designed to hurt. As far as, you know, just put you on the floor, Fran lung, stuff like that. But like during the open, I didn't feel like those ones made me as nervous as these long ones where you just got to put your head down and work.
100%.
You know, it's like, hey, I'm going to try and just hold this pace and kind of, you know, hope it just hangs on through. As far as like, advice wise, like, for you guys, cause you guys definitely had like two different, approaches or strengths to it as far as, like what you're good at and stuff. But row wise, Hayden, like, what'd you feel as far as, or like advices you would give to like somebody?
Just try and breathe on the row. Josh was telling me like, just recover on the row. That's all you need to do. Yeah. So just focusing on breathing and just recovering for your deadlifts and dubs. That's a huge thing.
Huge. No, it's true.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree with that for sure. I would say going into this, I would think back on just like previous row workouts where you had like maybe like 500-meter rows with like a few other movements. Think about what pace you were holding then, and I would try and match that. I would think about just holding something that you could comfortably hold, but then push the transitions and the pace on the deadlifts. Like I said, transitions. I really feel like, cause like I said, I started off holding my 5K pace.
Yep.
Towards the end, I was going so freaking slow, but I actually made up for I made up for it with my transition time.
And which is, again, and I kind of stated that, like within the brief of it, transitions are the silent killer in the open workouts. People, you can live and die by them. And again, that kind of, depends on what your strengths and weaknesses are in it, but you can make up or you can lose a lot of time. Just that little bit of getting off the rower, getting to the deadlift to the jump rope, like things like that. Did you guys, could you guys see the clock when you guys were working out?
I could not.
Okay.
No.
I could see it, yeah.
I would say now, so like when you were going, just kind of like see like what your first round took you, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to try and stick around this?
Yeah. I finished my first round like at 2 minutes. And, yes, but I was like, that's
I was gonna say,
off, but
and that's that's so tough because you see, you just saw like the best in the world go at it prior, and again, you do your first round, and you talk about, okay, if I want to hold the 2 minute pace, if your first round takes you 2 minutes and you're already somewhat gassed or kind of feeling it, you're like,
you slow down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that's smart because there's some people who would just try and hold it and then they would just blow up on it. Mm-hmm. But if you can make those adaptions, and that's the thing, you adapt to survive. Mm-hmm. The ones that get kind of hard-headed in it and try and hold it as long as they can, it's just a bomb waiting to go off.
100%. There's a lot of ground that can be made up on those last few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That gas pedal.
Yeah. Because you finished with just over 8, you said?
I finished 8 plus 7.
Yeah, 8 plus 7. Yeah. So you're around like a 230 to like 215 around. So even still, I mean, that's still awesome. Then and then you were saying you don't even know, right?
No,
you're just listening.
I was just listening to my judge. Yeah. So
that's a true open competitor, like right there. Hey, like you said, it doesn't matter. It's gonna hurt, and. Yeah. I mean, like when they first announced this, the first thing that I thought about, and you guys kind of said it really didn't play in factor, which makes me feel better as far as grip wise, which is nice to hear, and I think that will help a lot of people out. Not saying, hey, go harder like on your grip, but I always tell people on a row, especially you're doing a pull, trying to think about relax your hands on the ascent in, and stuff. Yeah. Deadlifts, whether you mix grip or overhand, I always recommend a mixed grip, maybe mix it up like each time. Mm-hmm. But 185-pound deadlift, I mean, for you guys is, it's just, like you said, it's just a way to annoy you, right?
100%. Yeah.
Which also stinks because in workouts like this, that means there's nowhere to stop.
Yeah. There's actually a good slight left turn on the conversation, but I'm watching myself and I find myself, it almost looks like I'm getting farther and farther away, or the barbell's scooting farther and farther up. So like in the moment, I actually noticed that, and I think it was on one of the later rounds, I actually just scooted forward a little bit on my double under, so when I went to it on the next round, I could just pick it up a little sooner. But that being said, if you guys are tryhards like that, maybe just really notice those little things. Like, okay, when I finish this jump rope, am I moving backwards? Am I in the way, or am I too far out to the right side, etc.? Just really trying to keep it in nice and tight.
I mean that's 100% true, and that's what's gonna separate elite from the everyday is that space awareness as far as where you're at. Because again, you gotta have like those peripherals on as far as where your next station is, what your step, I wouldn't say what your step count, but what your time between station is. Like you said, if you're getting a foot or two back every time or close to it, that's a second or two every round that takes away from meters, that takes away, it's huge.
100%. You want to try to squeeze everything out.
Yeah.
The 20-minute interval, especially if you're like with the headspace of just doing it once.
Yes.
On these workouts,
That's
right?
so tough with these. Yeah. 20 minutes is a hard redo.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is actually
to even tell yourself.
Yeah. My coach told me, Foster, he told me to redo this workout just because of me feeling nauseous, and I'm like, great, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet, cool. I thought I would get it done with today, but I think
I would find a new coach. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, it is like, again, 20 minutes, because you know the train might come off the tracks here or there. You know, eventually it's the open. Something's gonna happen where it's like, whether it's an adrenaline shock to you or it's pacing kind of gets out of whack. You know that it's gonna happen. You know, when it does, hopefully it's at the end. Hopefully it's that final round, or so. But
yeah. Luckily for me, it was as soon as I finished, I was laying on the ground. I
know,
yelled trash can.
Trash can. I'll say, like, was there any time in it, Hayden? Which, by the way, fun fact for Hayden, he used to be a diver. Okay, so I know. I just found that out. Like, you really don't meet a lot of divers. But I mean, was there any point within this where you felt, whether it was a third of the way, halfway, you're like, oh man?
I think towards, like, depending on like where I was in the middle, like the breathing got out of hand after I would say the deadlifts and onto the double unders. So it really affected the whole workout towards the end. But it was a good push when my judge was yelling 30 more seconds, 20 more seconds. So
no, it does. It does. Having a judge, and I'm not saying your judge has to be active by any means, because it's 20 minutes. Like, you don't want somebody screaming on you, trying to keep you like, but it's like, the awareness of time, especially when you're not looking at it, have them to kind of, hey, you got 30 seconds, so okay, I kind of can tell. Aiden, you kind of taking a little break there, buddy.
Yeah. No, wasn't there.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, it is, like I said, there's always going to be that time as far as pacing and stuff. Feet?
Nope, feet were fine.
No. Feet were good?
Yeah, feet were good.
It's usually the part that goes on me is my feet. But, I mean, that's again, because you think about the pressing. But no, that's good. And, like when they first announced this workout, my head went to, obviously not what I can do, but like what, best of the best would do. I'm thinking, okay, row should be right around a minute, give or take. And then double unders, deadlifts under 30 seconds. You're looking at 15 to 20 seconds if you do them unbroken. And then 50 double unders every time is always under 30 seconds, as long as you keep it, unbroken as far as for the like elite. So, you're like, man, 2 minutes around is moving. But, again, just like you said, like with a Nick and it's just where those transitions go and just kind of how they roll through.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think right here is when my breathing went out of hand, just pausing multiple times on the dubs.
Yeah, it got bad for me too.
Again, there's gonna be those areas. Like on the row is probably gonna be the area where I would tell the everyday person that's where you got to give and take. Kind of like you said, Aiden, like what Josh said, and that's great. It's, find your breathing, maybe calm it down a little bit on the row. I would even say maybe try and like, recover the first couple meters, like as you pull, like get it moving, but, use that somewhat as a recovery, settle in. And then maybe the last like 25 meters, wind it down just slightly to make those transitions to that bar.
Moving the trash.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Everybody,
they were seeing me burp on that rower, man.
So, okay, so I didn't know this, obviously, because I'm not around, like you all the time with Nick, but have you thrown up in the past are you known for? Okay.
So I had, like, during the Wadapalooza qualifiers, and I can't remember when it was. It was like it was in October. I threw up.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy. I was throwing up, and then
I admire that though.
But then I got rid. Well, it hadn't happened to me in a while. It hadn't happened to me in a while. And then today, before I even started the workout, I was like, I was so nervous, and I said to myself, I was like, I think I'm gonna throw up today. I just kept feeling I drank a smoothie right before. I kept feeling.
Oh yeah.
It's just sitting right there. I was like, all right, we're throwing up today.
Now, okay, do you guys normally have like an open kind of like routine? I know the workouts always change, but as far as like food wise, stuff like that. So like smoothies generally. Like
exactly. I never drink smoothies, bro. And so my instinct said to drink it today. It didn't work out.
Why would you go for that? What about you?
I usually just have a protein shake. I can't eat like a full meal or I will puke, but just something light.
I'm usually super consistent. Yeah.
Do you guys do like a pre-workout, or does it kind of depend like on the workout?
I don't usually do pre-workout. I'll do like maybe a coffee like an hour before.
Depends on the day, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm really tired, I will, but usually no. So.
And I mean, yeah, especially in these longer workouts, it's not one you want to get yourself jacked up for. You know, you definitely don't want that adrenaline spike happening. And, you know, we see it all the time. Like when I coach, you know, like with the everyday class members, everybody finds out what the open really is when 3-2-1 hits. That 3-2-1 in the open hurts so much more than hearing it in a regular class or regular workout. As soon as you hear 3-2-1, that heart rate,
dude,
just goes. It doesn't matter what it is, and I think that's a hard area as an athlete to find that space to where you can get that calmness. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if it ever goes away, but you can definitely lighten it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you can definitely. And you know, the workouts help. Like if it's a workout that's your jam, you're confident. You know, you can kind of relax, kind of settle into and stuff. But
yeah, you get 20 minutes. It's a long way.
Dude, 20 minutes is. I mean, even sitting here talking about it, I'm looking at them like, geez, you guys are right around like 5 minutes left, and man, that is crazy. That is. Come on. Now, as far as historically in the open ones, you know, again, there's so many. But would you rank this one? I don't want to say it's one of the worst because, you know, but as far as like one of those longer ones that came out in the open, we say it's probably just at par like with those.
This was pretty nasty. This was pretty nasty. Yeah. I'd say it's up there for some pretty nasty because I mean, it's just like such simple like movements.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As far as what everybody has been doing, who's been doing the open.
This is just straight up.
Like, it is. This is I mean, it's true to it. This is just fitness. This is just, you know, hey, you're able to move, you know, tempo-wise, deadlifts, it's up, down, it's in and out, you know, up, down, in and out movements, which is going to, you know, light your heart rate up depending on how you're, you know, approaching those movements. Man, what I am happy to see is none of you guys have a water bottle by you. You know, that was always...
No water breaks.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No water breaks here.
That's those times. Like you gave a little pause there, man. Like a little
on the road? Yeah. I was waiting for that moment. I missed it.
I was going to say, there it was.
Bro,
there's a little self-doubt pause.
That was bad news. There it is again.
Were you getting sick?
Yeah, I was starting to get sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was starting to get sick. I was trying to fight it off.
Dude, if you would have threw up during this would have been an easier talk through. I was trying to fight it off. Man.
So gross.
You know, so what? So we're probably in like the round of 6 for you then, Nick, or so?
It's got to be
6 or 7?
Yeah, it's got to be because it's just about down here.
We should have counted, Hayden.
Yeah.
Since that way, you know, I know where you were with that.
Hayden, I think you were maybe 6.
Okay.
In the 7th round, maybe.
Yeah, man.
Because I was like, I think I'm watching them maybe like a round ahead or 2. Like that.
Now, how old are you, Nick?
26.
26? And Hayden, you said that you're 20, correct?
I am, yeah.
Man, yeah, just a young
strapping man.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how long have you been doing the how many opens is this for you now, Nick, too, as well?
This is actually, so my first one was 2020.
Oh wow! So you're actually still young in that.
This is my fourth open. Yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of got into it, you know, during the whole craziness of it all, like when everything shifted.
Yeah.
But still, I'd say for you too then.
Yeah, this is my 4th or 3rd, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, dang, you guys are so. Oh, you guys missed some bangers back in the day.
So I've heard.
Yeah, because you know, again, it was just one of those classic. It was funny that I'm in a text thread, you know, I'm like with my cousins and like Rich is in there as well. And as soon as this one, you know, like came up, it's like this is one of those workouts as a gym owner or, you know, or like programmer, you just program this one and make for the class, like just get fitness.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, you know, like we just want you guys 20 minutes. I just want you just to move.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, you know, kind of like what we stated before it is. Just move type. 20 minutes, we're going to get a good sweat. We're going to see, you know, if you're going to beat your head against the wall in these dubs or if it's going to be a good day for you. Man.
Patience is crushing it down there.
She looks so calm this whole time. Philip too, man. He always has the same smile.
I know, dude.
I always get so upset when I see people smiling the whole workout. I'm just like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
At least look like you're
Yeah. You know, getting man, telling yourself to get on that rower and just start pulling too.
I know, dude, and that's honestly as simple as it is. Like you just when you finish that set of dubs on like the 17-minute mark and you're just smoked, like you don't got to start pulling a 130. You just get the fan going.
Rowing, I mean, any of those, you know, like monostructural or whatever, you know, as far as like erg like movements, it's like it's a movement you're not gonna fail at. It's just, do you want to move and how fast are you gonna move on it? You know, it's like you could sit there and keep your legs straight and just move your arms, but it's gonna take you an hour, you know, to finish it. You know, it's just one of those things. It's like, how bad do you want to hurt? Oh wait, Nick. Wait, is this the final?
This is the final.
I was gonna say. This looks it.
Yeah. They're yelling.
I was say trash can is starting to make its way forward. You got somebody on it.
I think I got Ben or someone.
Hayden, look at that, man.
Oh, there you go. Let's go.
Yep. Looking at the clock, give a quick peek. Man, did you, Hayden? Every single time. Nice, guys. Love it. And then this is where I had to slide in, and they made me do this. This was not. I was like, I do not want to do this to this guy who just sold out. And they're like, you need to. It's for the content. I was like, I can't. I hated doing that to you. You guys have the same pose here.
Trash can.
Yeah. Well, hey, this was awesome, guys. Seriously, I mean, it's always tough to do it right on the spot, but I will say from past experience, getting it done early and not having to think about it for at least a couple days. I know, like he's talked about, like repeating it, but you know, you get one in you can kind of calm yourself for the next a little bit.
You know how it's gonna feel. Yeah. It's a good one.
Well, cool, man. Well, hey, congrats to you.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody else out there. Enjoy.